Caitlin possibly is not sold on the Indiana Fever dream. Yes, that is the only revelation I could come up with. Because what they did today, my damn, gotta live Boston, not screening for Caitlin. She getting tackled. She's getting pushed by Paige Beckers. No one's standing up for her. She can't get in rhythm.
There's a lot to unpack following Indiana's loss to Dallas today, and questions are being raised about what happened on the floor, particularly around how the offense functioned, or didn't, around Caitlin Clark. One theory circulating is that some combination of coaching decisions and teammate execution may have quietly worked against Clark's rhythm in this game, though that remains speculation rather than anything confirmed.
Pushed by Paige Beckers? No one's standing up for her? She can't get in rhythm? She had like 5 damn points in the first half? What the hell is going on in Indiana? We gonna talk about the game in a hot second, but we gotta talk about the hypocrisy that is going on within this damn locker room. Because just earlier yesterday, we was hearing about Caitlin Clark being the point leader in the MVP race when it comes to the candidates that is listed.
The framing behind that theory points to Aaliyah Boston reportedly not setting effective screens for Clark throughout the game, along with Clark taking hard contact without much support, and struggling to find any offensive flow, finishing with just a handful of points through the first half. Context worth noting, heading into this game, Clark had reportedly built a significant lead in early season MVP conversations, ahead of names like Aja Wilson and Kelsey Mitchell.
In the MVP race, when it comes to the candidates that is listed, that is Olivia Miles, Kelsey Mitchell, Caitlin Clark, and Aja Wilson. Caitlin was winning by a landslide. Like, it might have been over. But this game right here has shown me that there is something deeper going on within not just the league, but it's in the locker room, bro. Now, I tried to let Aaliyah Boston slide a lot.
This game raised questions, fair or not, about whether team chemistry issues could complicate that narrative going forward. There's also been some ongoing back and forth in media commentary between Wilson and Clark, with some interpreting recent podcast comments from Wilson as subtly favoring Mitchell over Clark, though that reading is subjective and open to interpretation.
But she been sneak dissing Caitlin on her podcast, hyping up Kelsey Mitchell. I don't know what the hell is going on, but Caitlin, you gotta watch your back. She gotta watch her back. They don't like you. Bro, my goodness, I'm so mad about this one, man. Guys, we got a bunch of stuff to talk about in this game. A bunch of stuff. I'm so freaking mad.
Turning to the game itself, commentator Skip Bayless weighed in publicly, noting Clark had a rough shooting night, going 4 of 15 from the field with no made free throws, attempting only 1 free throw the entire game, as Indiana fell by 6 points on the road. He credited Paige Buchers with slightly outplaying her, while also highlighting a strong performance from Arike Ogunbowale, who finished with 32 points and 6 assists, along with a big first-half showing from Jessica Shepard.
Bro, and I'm going to try not to curse. We're going to open this up with Skip Bayless, because Skip Bayless had a lot to say online, too. Skip Bayless stated Caitlin Clark had an off night, 4-15, and no free throws made. She only shot 1 damn free throw this whole game, y'all. 1 free throw the whole game. And Indiana paid, losing by 6 at Dallas. Paige slightly outplayed her, but too much Arike Ogumbo.
One specific defensive sequence drew attention. A play where Boston appeared to not fully engage on a screen assignment for Clark, resulting in Clark taking unexpected contact from a defender. Whether that was intentional hesitation or simply a missed assignment isn't clear, but it stood out on film as one of several plays where the screening execution for Clark looked inconsistent throughout the game.
6 at Dallas. Paige slightly outplayed her, but too much Orike Ogunbowale, 32 and 6 assists. Curry. And let's not even forget about Jessica Shepard putting on a show in the first half. Jessica Shepard was looking like, damn me, she should be the MVP. The way they just allowed her to score. I mean, my goodness. Right? Now, this is the play right here that really pissed me off. And this play right here, furthermore,
Buchers also didn't have a particularly strong offensive game overall, and one clip showed Clark absorbing a hard collision from a defender that left her moving gingerly afterward. Through 3 quarters, Clark had just 7 points, 2 rebounds, and 6 assists across 25 minutes played.
Furthermore, let me know there is something going on with Aaliyah Boston. Watch this play right here. Now, Aaliyah Boston was supposed to set a screen. Watch. Look at Aaliyah Boston. She was supposed to set a screen here. Now, what if Caitlin would have got hurt? It was almost like she didn't want to hit.
By contrast, Kelsey Mitchell had a big scoring night, playing 35 minutes and finishing with 37 points on 9 of 18 shooting, including 4 of 7 from 3, while also drawing more than 10 free throw attempts, leading the team in that category. Mitchell also chipped in 5 assists, a solid number relative to her usual playmaking output.
It was almost like she didn't want to hit Odyssey Sims. It don't matter. Odyssey Sims don't play for the damn team no more. You set the damn screen, Aaliyah. You set the screen. Caitlin was blindsided. You were supposed to set the screen. This is just one of many plays from Aaliyah Boston. And I don't even dissect the film of the game. That ain't even like my cup of tea. I don't even do the film. But
Clark finished the game with 10 points on 4 of 15 shooting, including 2 of 8 from 3, missing her only free throw attempt, while adding 4 rebounds, 9 assists, only 3 turnovers, and a notable block. Turnovers clearly weren't the issue statistically. The larger storyline was that she appeared to be forcing shots without much rhythm or support around her, struggling to get comfortable offensively throughout the game.
I think the difference is, with Caitlin Clark, I think the women in the league honestly felt like she haven't earned it in this league yet. She haven't done, forget what she did in college. She hasn't come into the league and dominated. All right, you're putting her on this pedestal. She hasn't earned it on the court. I think with Sophie Cunningham, I think it's a little bit of jealousy there. She's figured out a way to become a mega star without even starting in a WNBA game.
Whether this points to any deeper issue within the locker room or coaching staff remains speculative and unconfirmed, but the disconnect between her recent MVP momentum and this specific performance has generated plenty of discussion and questions about what's happening structurally within the offense right now. Sophie Cunningham has become one of the WNBA's most talked about figures over the past year, with her rise in visibility tracing back to a June 2025 on-court incident.
Steve Kim, he'll tell you in a heartbeat, he could care less about any of it. So you know he don't care about some subs playing in Middle America. I think they see Sophie Cunningham as a conservative, pretty girl, which none of them can, well, which most of them can't claim. She's this conservative, pretty little white girl who's getting rich from what?
During a game between the Indiana Fever and Connecticut Sun, Cunningham threw Sun guard J.C. Sheldon to the ground after Sheldon shoved teammate Caitlin Clark, an altercation that led to ejections for both players and a brief bench-clearing scuffle. The moment went viral and earned Cunningham a reputation as something of an on-court protector for Clark, though she has since pushed back on being labeled an enforcer, saying in interviews that she sees her role simply as doing whatever the team needs.
A white girl who's getting rich from what? All she did was commit a flagrant foul against another little girl. She's not Anthony Mason out there. She's not swinging at people. She's getting rich off her looks. I mean, this tells you how famous Caitlin Clark was.
48% 3-point shooting or whatever it is.
I don't know. She's the best shooter on her team. She's the best, but still, she's a six man. She averages less than 10 points a game. I mean, six man.
The attention translated quickly into social media growth and business opportunities. Within 3 days of the June 2025 incident, Cunningham added roughly 700,000 TikTok followers and more than 244,000 Instagram followers. A surge industry analysts estimated was worth about $1 million in equivalent ad value.
Six man, 10 points a game doesn't make you a multimillionaire off the court.
Have you seen her legs?
Yeah, unless you look like she does. Now, we watched this game that night against Phoenix when she was doing the pointing.
Yes.
I felt like that was straight out of the WWE. That stage. Hey, she knew she was going to go viral for that. And I see what the league is. Well, I say the league is the women in the league is ticked off about that. They banned that, didn't they?
She soon partnered with a home security company for an endorsement referencing the altercation and launched a podcast through Colin Cowherd's digital media network, The Volume. Her visibility grew further in 2026 after a similar viral moment, a prolonged pointing gesture directed at Phoenix's DeWanna Bonner during a game, which again triggered a rapid spike in followers.
I say the league is the women in the league is ticked off about that. They banned that, didn't they? No more finger pointing.
They're not trying to monetize off of it. It could be a bigger deal. It's the greatest meme going right now, and the league should be leaning into it. The players should be leaning into it. But because of who she is, her skin color, and her heterosexuality, because, trust me, if these women, if they could really be heard what they're saying, she was banging the owner of some team, and and y'all want to celebrate this.
Within a 30-day window following that moment, Cunningham gained more than 1 million followers on both Instagram and TikTok, according to analytics firm Social Blade, at one point outpacing follower growth for other prominent players in the league during the same stretch. Her Instagram following has at various points this season approached and, according to some tracking services, briefly surpassed the totals of other high-profile players including Paige Buchers and Caitlin Clark.
Some team, and and y'all want to celebrate this girl. Trust me, they got a lot of negative things to say about Sophie Cunningham. TJ, a Mizzou guy, has known or aware of Sophie Cunningham a lot longer than the rest of us. TJ, am I wrong here for thinking that she is approaching being more hated than even Caitlin Clark?
No, you're not wrong. I think she's already more hated than Caitlin Clark. I think Caitlin Clark showed her weakness when she was at...
Beyond social media, Cunningham has continued building a broader media and entertainment profile, including a courtside appearance with UFC President Dana White, an appearance in the Octagon around a UFC event, and a studio role with USA Today Sports during the season.
Showed her weakness when she was at last summer, did her little bow to the woke mob, and they knew they had her. Sophie's not done that. Sophie's done kind of the opposite of that and decided, well, if nobody's going to stand up for Caitlin, I guess I will. And I'll just tell you, Sophie, I think, I've read this, I don't know. I think Sophie's like a black belt in karate, something like that. She grew up in Columbia, Missouri. She went to Rockbridge High School. She's kind of a good old girl. She's not, it's like in that ESPN.
She has also spoken publicly about her comments regarding transgender athletes in women's sports, remarks that drew both criticism and a wave of increased public support, which she has said contributed to a further rise in her follower count.
That ESPN article that came out today, they had her claiming like she doesn't want to go all in on her politics right now, but they're like, everybody says I'm a MAGA Barbie and all that. I don't claim to know her politics. I'm just telling you, in the same article she came out and said, I don't want any men playing in our league. And so that's as close to a MAGA Barbie as you'll ever get in the WNBA. So yes, they hate her. And the bigger problem that they have is they were upset when they had one white girl as the face of their league. Now they have two white girls as the face of their league. And the WNBA is...
On the court, Cunningham has continued playing a rotational role for Indiana this season, averaging under 24 minutes and about 9 and 10 points per game, while starting a handful of games, with her on-court contributions and off-court visibility both frequently cited as part of the broader attention surrounding the Fever this season.